Guys, he hasn't found my phone yet. I've been taken hostage. I'm tied up. They didn't do a really good job. Matter of fact, I think this is a guard.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Shh.
I am.
Be quiet.
All right.
I can't really talk to him. I'm binding. I'm moving.
Hey.
Yeah.
Quiet.
I'm quiet.
Let me show you how it all started.
Huh? What?
Good morning, everybody. Today we have a special vlog. I was told by Commander Ramos to meet him here in the parking lot, and I'm just waiting for him to arrive, and I think I see him. I think I see his car. Hold on. Sir, I'm here on time like you asked.
Thank you.
Awaiting your arrival. Got you.
What's going on, Nick?
What's going on, sir?
Thank you for meeting me.
I see something different about you today.
Do you?
Could it be your uniform?
I think it is. You usually see me what? Class A?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, with a little tie.
Right? Is today a special occasion?
It is actually. I think you've been here for long enough and you know me for long enough. There's a little secret that maybe a couple people didn't know, and I don't know if you knew.
No, I'm intrigued now.
I'm also the commander of our hostage negotiating team, which is actually our crisis negotiating team. That's the name of our team.
Okay.
So we deal with hostage situations. So besides being the commander for the community relations section and PIO and social media unit, I also on a part-time basis do the crisis negotiating team.
So what I'm hearing is that we're gonna get to go along with the hostage/crisis negotiation team. Or is it just called the crisis negotiation team? Which one is it?
We're called the crisis negotiating team.
Okay, so we're gonna get to go along with the crisis negotiating team on the vlog today.
Yes, you are.
Absolutely awesome.
So what we'll probably see is the first portion of our
Okay,
training
all right.
is lesson plans, PowerPoint presentations. You get to meet the team as well.
Nice.
And then be part of a scenario. How does that sound?
Sounds good. So we're headed now to,
The comp stat room.
so what does it take to be on the hostage negotiating team? Can anyone join?
Anybody could join off probationary status. We have an interview process. We also have to get certified. We have an initial 40-hour crisis negotiating level 1 training that we do. And they also have to have some examination regarding their psychological background. So we also put them through a psychological test and an interview process to make sure that they're fitted to be part of this team.
So all that stuff you said sounds pretty technical. Let's break it down to what exactly do you do?
So basically what we do is that when we get on the scene of a barricaded subject and or someone in distress, we speak to them and we try to give them the opportunity and influence them to come out, or if they have a hostage, to let the hostage go. But our main priority is to preserve life and to make sure that everybody's safe. We're gonna go into our ComStat room now, where we usually have a PowerPoint. Assistant Chief Colina.
Chief!
What's happening, brother?
Always an honor, always a pleasure.
Good to see you, man.
All right, sir.
So Nick, here you're gonna meet our team. Many of the officers you might recognize from before. So let's see what they're doing. They should be starting the PowerPoint presentation aspect of the actual training. Mike, if you give me a second. Nick is gonna be vlogging today. So say hi to Nick, everybody.
Hi, Nick.
How are you? Nick, you're welcome to stick around for a bit. Mikey's doing a presentation, so after that you'll get some chance to introduce ourselves, and maybe right along we have a scenario in the afternoon. So how does that sound?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Alright guys, so we're done with the PowerPoint. we're gonna do a scenario. Sergeant Bremer has done with Mikey as well. We're gonna meet at that outside location. I say we have Nick come with us. Negotiator Burden, if you don't mind having a 15.
Sure.
And giving Nick a little bit of rundown of what we would do on a call out and what responsibilities each of us have. Maybe when you get there, Nick, you can meet the lieutenant and the rest of the team as well. So how does that sound?
Sounds great.
And, all right, let's go, guys.
We're gonna head now over to the training site. Before we do, you guys have been asking about our vehicle fleet. I'm thinking that's a good idea and dedicate a whole vlog to it, but little by little, we'll introduce different vehicles throughout the department when I get a chance. And today, we can introduce the CNT, which is the Crisis Negotiating Truck. They have a vehicle assigned to their unit, and we're gonna go outside now, meet one of the team members, and they're gonna tell us all about the truck. So let's go and check it out. What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's going on? Guys, Mikey.
What's up, guys?
Mikey back on the vlog. Officer Rosemont.
How you doing?
First time on the vlog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There he is. And
right.
Lieutenant Valdivia in the house. What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, back on the vlog.
Yes,
I
sir.
believe this is your third appearance.
I am. I'm trying to catch up to Sergeant Diaz.
All right.
I know she's the mainstay. She's the favorite one, but I'm trying to get up there.
So, Officer Rosemont,
Yes, sir.
you're going to be our tour guide for the vehicle today.
Yes, I am.
So, tell us about the actual vehicle itself before we get to the inside.
Well, it's a 2014 Ford Explorer, fully equipped for what we need as hostage negotiators.
And similar to the tactical robbery LPR guys, but minus the LPR system, license plate reading system. So tell us a little bit about what we got over here.
Well, to the rear of this vehicle, it's equipped just like I told you for our hostage negotiation activities whenever we get called out. So first thing that I'd like to show you is this thing here that a lot of people may know and have seen before, and it's still being used. And that is just where we're able to address a large crowd or address any individual that we need from a distance. We have another system that's kind of an upgrade to it, and this one is called a wireless first responder, as you can see here, and it does the same thing.
That's just like a PA.
Like a PA, the same thing like what they call the bullhorn.
All right.
Over here, we have some resources right here where you can see that although our job sometimes takes us into areas that we just need to brush up on something, we can come in there and we can take one of these books, these guides that we have to help us through it. In the canisters that you see here, you see that we'll have cable. We have a large amount of cable that we use depending on the situation that we have, depending on the incident. And these cables that are here is here not only for us to use for the incident, but sometimes we need backup cable, and that's why we have so much cable. On the second shelf that you see right next to the cables, you'll see that there's different accessories here. Accessories that we use, that we need when we get out to the scene. Because this is not only a one-man team, it's a team effort. So I have to make sure that everything is right. So if my team members need something, we know exactly where to go and get it. The next part of the vehicle is very interesting, and you'll see Mikey, and he'll give you a little rundown on that.
All right, let's go to Mikey. Hey, Mikey! Back on the vlog.
Back on, guys.
You guys know Mikey.
Mikey,
what
take
do
it away, Mikey.
You got anything for me?
I don't actually.
Come on.
Yeah,
Do
come
it.
on.
Come on.
Come on.
I know you do it.
I don't.
Do it. You open mail.
I do.
You have a sick mail time song.
I would like to forget about that. But
Yes. And now you're in a hostage negotiation.
Yes.
How long have you been in the unit?
I've been in hostage negotiator 2 years now. As we know, this is a part-time unit, so we're only needed when we're needed, so as needed.
So it's a call out.
So it's a call out whenever they call us out, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can be with our families or anything like that. They call us out. We head to the station, we brief, and we go to the scene. I usually drive the hostage negotiator truck, and And the stuff on the inside, I'll tell you a little bit about. This is our unit computer. We're basically, we have a unit password for all the negotiators so we can get on. And we have a few more resources than a normal patrol officer would have. A few more databases that we can access to find out any information about a suspect. We also have a unit cell phone, in which case the subject we're trying to negotiate with has a landline. Obviously, we're not going to call them from our personal cell phones, so we have a unit phone here where we can contact them. It's very important to do that. And then the bread and butter of the hostage negotiating team is actually in the back seat, and I'll show you that. All right. Okay, bloggers, this is the throw phone. So when you're a hostage negotiator and we're negotiating, there's 3 ways that we negotiate. One would be via cell phone, landline. Okay, the second would be with the SWAT team, face to face in the stack, trying to negotiate with someone. We'd rather not do that. We'd rather have a buffer distance. Obviously, it's safer. We're all about safety and the preservation of life. So what we do is we have this throw phone. So what a throw phone is basically a secure line with very, very strong wire in which the SWAT team deploys via window or through the door to the subject, to the barricaded subject. And we do this so we have a secure connection to communicate where they're at.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
So you guys use that to negotiate?
Correct.
I'm looking to buy a car this weekend. Wondering if I could borrow the phone, maybe throw it into the salesman's office and do it that way.
Actually, when it comes to buying a house or buying a car, I'm a terrible negotiator. It is not a parallel function. So, but you're more than welcome to use any of our equipment.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna head over to the training site and start the scenarios. In the car on the way to training with Officer Verdon. Hasn't been your first time on the vlog.
Second time.
It's your second time. First talking role.
First talking role.
The first time she was on the vlog, well, let's just show them. Might I say, those are some pretty awesome moves you had there. Yeah. So, you're a part of the negotiating team.
Yep.
How many years?
2 years.
2 years. So what type of calls do you respond to?
We respond to different scenes. For example, when there's a hostage and they have hostages inside the house, where it could be a domestic violence incident that has escalated. We also have responded to attempted suicides or suicides that have been completed by persons within the city.
So let's just say, for instance, you get the phone call. Your flip phone goes off, because I saw that's what you guys carry. So your flip phone goes off and you're now headed to the scene. What happens?
It depends on the personnel that is on duty and who's off duty. Right now, if we were on duty and we were to get the call out, we would start monitoring the channel where the incident is going down. We'll start looking at the chronological of the location of, we'll start running the subject if we have any information on the subject, and we'll start doing working the intel when it comes to the subject and to the location. In reference to if you get a call out while you're home, you could be at home with your family, you can be having dinner, you can be sleeping in the middle of the night, and you get this call and you have to be ready, and all your equipment must be on point for you to respond safely and swiftly to the scene. If we were to be home, we would get in full gear. We would activate our lights and sirens and respond to the scene. We have already identified a staging area where we don all our equipment before we enter the perimeter of the incident. We would wear our ballistic helmets. We would wear our tactical vests. We would have our gas masks on us in case SWAT would ever have to deploy any gases, and we would be ready to get any instruction from our leaders and our sergeants, our commanders, and then they would assign the positions to us once we get there, depending on who is there and what the incident is about. Different scenes require different types of approaches, and so all of the officers that are on, we all have a different amount of experience, we have different education, so it's just depending on the incident that we choose who's going to be the primary negotiator. We also have a secondary negotiator, and we also have a sergeant who's going to be in charge and in command of the scene of the negotiators as well.
So right now we're headed to a mock scenario.
Yes.
Okay, and it's in Wynwood.
It's gonna be in Wynwood in the area of Northwest 2 Avenue. We don't know if they have disclosed the location, and we do not know what the scenario is. I believe that I have been tasked with being the primary negotiator. Therefore, just like a real scenario, I don't find out the exact details until I arrive. That's when I will get my scenario, and that's when I'll find out what is it that's going on at the location.
So they're trying to keep it as real as possible. Sergeant Diaz. High fives. So, Sergeant with the negotiating team. Bam. Can you give us a rundown of what's going on?
Sure. Today, as you guys know, we're here on training, which we do monthly. What we're doing today is a scenario. The scenario is based off of a vehicle that plowed into several people, and now the subject is barricaded here with 2 possible hostages. Our job now is to initially start gathering as much intel as we can. That can vary from all the callers that called into the station and the first officers that were on scene.
What else?
Well, right now what we do, the first officers on scene, we usually split them up. Everybody has a role in the team. The first group we're gonna have is the primary and secondary negotiator. They're the ones that are actually gonna be negotiating with the person that's inside the building. Then we have a secondary group, which is our intel gathering group. They're the ones that are gonna get as much information from cameras, phone logs. If we get information on the subject, we're gonna run a records check, so as much info as we can. Then they're gonna filter that info to the secondary negotiator who's inside negotiating, and from there we'll send it on to the primary negotiator. As you see, there's also team leaders and the lieutenant that's on scene as well. There's going to be 2 different leaders. There's going to be the team leader that's in charge of the primary negotiators, and there's going to be an intel sergeant, and they're the ones that are going to filter to know what's going to come in and out of the primary and secondary negotiators. Our field lieutenant is the one that's going to be filtering. It's basically our liaison between SWAT and the negotiators, and if something happens that we need to initially tell SWAT immediately that something is going on inside and they need to go inside immediately, like a threat to the victims, they will be advised via radio, and that's when they'll make entry.
Mikey, even though you're playing the bad guy, you're still a really good guy.
Thank you, Nick.
Hey,
Thank you, brother.
really good guy.
Super good.
All right, Mikey. It's just a role.
Yeah, I got it. Sometimes I get too much in character.
Don't do it, okay?
Okay, I won't.
Don't take it home with you.
See ya.
All right. Sergeant Diaz,
Yes, Nick.
it's hot out here.
Yes, it is. You wanna move to the shade?
Yes.
All right,
Let's move to the shade. Guys, it's summer out here, and in the summer, I don't know if you've ever been to Florida, super duper hot. All right, we're in the shade.
Yes.
Still just as hot. It's been about 20 minutes, been negotiating out here,
Yes.
okay? When do you guys say enough is enough? It's hot out here, we're just going in, and we're gonna get them.
No, there is no time limit. The point of negotiating is to talk. We wanna make sure everything is resolved through talking and we get them out safely.
Okay? So, there's no limit.
No.
Hours,
Days.
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 Sounds good. As long as everyone comes out safely, then the job is done. Doesn't matter how long it takes.
Correct.
All right.
Come out here so you can tell the world who Joseph really is. We're not here to fight you. You're talking about the media. Everyone in the world that's gonna see this is gonna see this from the journalist's eyes. I told you. But we want to hear the story from Joseph.
Sergeant Diaz,
Yes.
tactically sitting around the corner,
Yes.
not a part of the
Check your
scenario.
corners.
Not a part of the scenario. Did you learn that check your corners in Call of Duty?
Yes.
Successful mission.
Successful.
All right, and now, what happens at the end? What happened at the end?
When the person comes out, we basically give them specific instructions as to how to come out, and that's going to be with their hands up. All weapons are to stay inside. They're also going to be told that they're going to be greeted by SWAT. At that point, that person's taken into custody. Once he's taken into custody and we declare the scene safe, the negotiators will actually come up to the subject and make sure we make contact with them, just so the person can know who is the negotiator he was speaking to, and we can gather as much information as we can from them, and there we'll determine if they're either going to go to jail, if we need to seek help for them, and we'll go from there.
Now, obviously, you guys train to succeed,
Always.
but there is a chance in any kind of situation like that where a person's mind is made up and they're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless.
Of course, not everybody's negotiable.
So how do you deal with that as a negotiator? Because I'm pretty sure you guys take that to heart when something like that happens.
Of course, just like in patrol, if something severe happens, we also have, we debrief, like you see going on now. We go over our pros and cons, what we can do better as a team to improve. We also offer, if somebody is, if we lose a life, we also offer the employee assistance program, and that's for the officers as well, if they need to debrief, talk to a psychologist, whatever the case may be, just so they can let out their emotions if need be.
So right now, they're debriefing.
Yes,
You debrief, you go over your pros and cons.
correct.
What happens after?
Everything gets jotted down, every incident that happens, it goes into a huge lesson plan of all the events that occurred today, and we basically log it also for future training as well, so we have a record of it.
Okay. Sergeant Diaz,
Nick.
fan favorite on the vlog.
Yes, thank you.
Not gonna lie, a little jealous.
A little jelly.
I do all the editing and all the filming and you get all the love.
You can't be this pretty.
I try. Anyways, are you gonna go debrief?
I am.
We'll get with you after.
All right.
Thank you. So that was the introductory vlog to the crisis negotiating team. We have another vlog coming up. They're gonna be training with SWAT, and we're definitely gonna be covering that. And I think they're done with briefing, and I think they wanna go home. I'm not sure.
Let's hurry this up, Nick.
Nick.
Come on, Nick.
Come on.
All right, we're out of here, but you guys know how to sign off?
For sure.
Okay, so take it away. Don't forget to
Like!
share, subscribe! And that's non-negotiable. We'll see you next vlog. We're out. Adios.